Hey, right as we get started, I mentioned yesterday, there's Heather Baker, one of the rock stars in network marketing. If you're not following Heather Baker Global, absolutely follow her. She has some great content. Ohio is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Good to see you, Miss Dina. But hey, we talked about yesterday, just for a second, that we're going to be in different cities with the Best You event. Guys, I am so extremely excited about this. How to live an extraordinary life. And this is going to launch in September. We're going to be coming to different... Hey, Christine, hola to you, my friend. Going to be in different markets. We're actually starting in... Here's our first announcement on this, and you'll see more coming out today. But we're going to start in Northwest Arkansas, and that is going to be, if I can look at my calendar real quick, it's going to be Thursday, September the 10th. Thursday, September the 10th, and we're going to throw more details on that. We're certainly going to be in the central Arkansas area in Little Rock. So excited to be in Little Rock with the Best You message. We're going to follow up in Tulsa. That's also going to be in September. We'll be in Dallas, and we'll continue to add more. And so we're so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am to be in those areas. And these are going to be powerful life enrichment conferences. They're not going to be long, probably about 3.5 hours, but they're going to be packed with information. I mean, absolutely packed. And would love to have all of you there. Would love to have you help us fill that room, and just to get as many people in those rooms as possible, so we can share a life-changing message. And again, I think people are going to leave there. We'll talk more. I don't want to give anything away. We'll talk more about it. All right. But thanks for being on this morning. And all of you, we love you so much. Hey, here's what we're talking about. And this is huge. What we're talking about today is absolutely huge. And I'm going to give you a list of 3 thoughts that can crush success. 3 thoughts, 3 lines of thinking that can absolutely crush success. And as we're going through this list, guys, you can, thank you for those hearts. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Becky Weisner. Thank you for those hearts. You guys are doing good on those hearts, by the way. As I give you this list, you're going to add more. I mean, you're going to be, in your mind, you're going to be going through a litany of thought patterns, maybe that you've had your entire life. Maybe that you've had for just the last few years that have come out of a bad or tragic experience. But you've had thoughts and lines of thoughts that have absolutely hindered you from taking steps, from being bold, from taking risks, from doing the things that your heart really is leading you to do. And the fact is this: successful people simply think differently than a lot of other people. And I think there's a common misconception that successful people are somehow just innately geared to be successful, right? And you've heard people kind of allude to that, and that's a limiting thought all in itself, that successful people, they were just born that way. But here's the fact. Successful people entertain the same negative thoughts, the same limiting thoughts that everyone else has. The only difference is the fact that they identify those thoughts and they react to them differently than a lot of other people. And you guys that are on this Periscope, it's a very successful group that jumps on this Periscope every day. And of course, it's those types of people like you that join. And you can probably look in your life and look in your thought life and see where there have been limiting thoughts that you identified and you responded differently. You didn't internalize it. You didn't believe it. You didn't allow it to master your steps. You identified it and responded differently. And it's that blueprint. It's that blueprint inside of our brain, that blueprint inside of our thought life, I think, more than anything else, determines our success. Because before you can have good action, before you can go out there and do anything with confidence, this part has to be right. This is where it all starts. Now, you just can't think about it all day. There has to be action and doing involved, but this is where it starts. So let's talk about 3 thoughts that crush dreams, that crush success. Now, number 1 is this. And you tell me if you've ever thought this way. They won't accept me. Now, think about it. They won't accept me. You were looking to do something new. You were looking to start something new. You were looking to move into a new circle, but they won't accept me. Now, why would we ever think that? Why would we think that? I think it's for a couple of reasons. I think number 1, we have an idea of what people want. We have an idea of what people expect from us, and we've been programmed for a long time to meet the expectations of other people. We have a Hollywood perception of how people are supposed to look. Look at glamour magazines and look at different shows on television and look at fashion photo shoots and fashion models. And we have this idea of what people are supposed to look like. Of course, not including airbrushing and makeup, and not including the fact that this is what these people do professionally every single day. But we have these ideas of what people are expecting. And we see relationships in movies and relationships in books where it's perfect. And it's this fairy tale idea of what our life is supposed to look like. So, of course, we think they won't accept me. Why? Number 2, because I know me. And I know I'm not those things. I know I'm not perfect. I know I make mistakes. I know I struggle with questions. I know at times I struggle in my faith. I know there are times that I'm indecisive and I'm uncertain. I know all of these things about me. So why would anyone accept me? Right? Because I have all these issues, and those guys out there winning, they have it all together. The guys that are really crushing it, they don't wake up with any bad days, right? Yeah, their expectations become our expectations. That's very good. So why would they accept me knowing all of these things about me? But here's the truth. The truth, to break that myth, the truth number 1 is that everybody has their stuff. Everybody has their things in the closet. Everybody has their mistakes. Everybody has their flaws. Everyone has things about them that maybe they would like to change, right? There are no perfect people. Now, Facebook might give someone might give you the portrayal that, hey, we have everything perfect. Our relationship's perfect. Our marriage is perfect. Our kids are perfect. No, your kids aren't perfect. And no, your relationship isn't perfect. And no, you're not perfect, right? None of us are. So that's the first truth, is that no one is perfect. And if you're trying to judge yourself by that standard and saying, hey, no one's going to accept me because of my stuff, the fact is everyone has their stuff, number 1. And then number 2, here's a second truth to combat that myth. The right people will accept you for exactly who you are. As a matter of fact, they're looking for you. You're like a piece in a puzzle. And if you were to be any way different than how you are, if you were to bend to someone else's expectation, if you were to change to fit someone else's desire for you, then you wouldn't fit. And you're designed uniquely to fit inside of that puzzle, and everything has to be the truest you for you to accomplish in this world what you were designed to accomplish. And the right people are going to embrace that. We mentioned yesterday, the right people, they're not just going to tolerate your personality. They're not going to just tolerate your dreams. They're going to embrace them and they're going to celebrate them because they want you for who you are. You fit inside the design, right? So that thought of they won't accept me, well, you're just looking for the right people. The wrong people may never accept you because they want you to be something else for their own benefit. It has nothing to do with you. They don't have your best interest in mind. They don't care if you ever succeed. They're just looking for you to do something for them. Well, that's the wrong people, right? Okay, that's number one. Number two is this. Love your imperfections. Absolutely. Number two is this. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And it kind of ties in to the first one. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not good enough to be on a stage. I'm not good enough to be in front of a room. I'm not good enough to record an album. My songs aren't good enough for me to submit, to a company. My work isn't good enough to go public with it. My personality isn't good enough to be in front of a room, right? I'm not good enough. Why would we ever say that? Because again, our standard is perfection. Our standard is perfection. But here's the truth. Everyone, the person at the top of your industry, whatever your industry is, every single person had to start somewhere. Every person had a day one. Every single one of them. Richard Branson had a day one, and his day one looks a whole lot different than his year 30. I promise you that. Everybody has a first step. Everyone has a first intention. All of us. I'm not good enough. The fact is, we have to do in order to improve. We have to step into something uncertain, step into something afraid so that we can improve in the process. But a lot of people, here's the thing, a lot of people, they pause at the starting line because they're afraid that they're not going to be good enough, right? And so they pause before the first practice. They pause before the first step. Of course, you're not going to be in 10 years where you are now, but you have to start somewhere, and everyone starts somewhere. And the fact is, as long as you're giving your best and you're learning your trade, improving just 1% every single day. You don't have to improve by 50% every day. 1% every single day. Think of what would happen over 30 days, 90 days. Think what would happen. Where could you be a year from now if you just improved 1% every single day? 1%. That's all. And the greatest people in your profession, they started somewhere. They don't look today like they looked then, but they started. That's it. 365% better than today in 1 year. Here's the third one. Now this one right here will absolutely rock you if you want to be successful. Third one is, I can't trust anyone. I can't trust anyone. So if I'm going to do this, it just has to be about me, right? And I understand that we have to own it. I get that. But success is almost always teamwork. Almost always. It's having people around you that compliment you. Whether it's an organized team or just well-placed friends. It's almost always a group effort. Very few people get to the top without having a group of people around them. And this thought that I can't trust anyone will absolutely crush your dreams. And why would we think that? Well, we would think that because we've been rejected before. We would think that because someone disappointed us, right? We might think I can't trust anyone because of what a man did to me 5 years ago, or what a woman did in relationship with me, or what a business partner did in a business deal 10 years ago. So no, I can't trust anyone anymore. That one limiting thought will crush your dreams, because it's very, very difficult to achieve big success without having people around you. Here's the truth. Truth is, there are good people in the world. That's the truth. The truth is, there are people that will love you in the world. There are people that will receive you. There are people that would love to compliment you, that would love to push you forward. Those people are out there. So never allow a past hurt or a past experience with somebody to limit what your future can look like. I've actually heard women say this, and I've heard men say this on the other side. I've heard women say, I can't ever trust a man. Why can't you trust a man? Well, because of what he did 5 years ago. But yet there are good men crossing their path every single day that are honest, that have integrity, that are loving, that are amazing, that are good from the inside out. But yet you'll bring old baggage into a new experience and judge everybody you meet based on what one jerk did to you 5 years ago, or what one unscrupulous woman did to you 10 years ago. Come on, you can't allow anyone new or a new experience or a new day to be judged by something that has nothing to do with your present. That guy that hurt you 5 years ago, he don't have anything to do with this guy that you're about to meet tomorrow. They've never met. They don't have the same experiences. They don't have the same heart. They don't have the same values. They have nothing to do with one another. Right? I can't trust anyone. Here's a fact. Here's a fact. There are good people. There are good people that will take you and they will put you on a pedestal, and they'll treat you like a queen, or they'll treat you like a king. You just haven't allowed yourself to meet that person yet, because you're seeing them through a filter of someone that hurt you 5 years ago. I'm telling you, there are thoughts out there that will absolutely crush your dreams before they ever get started. They'll keep you from taking risk. They'll keep you from doing the things that it really takes to be successful. And you've allowed your mind to be programmed with dead thinking. And that dead thinking creates dead places. It creates loneliness. It creates feelings of rejection. And it keeps you inside a little box. And friend, you'll never bloom and never be the person that you were destined to become because of some thoughts, friend, catch this, that are absolutely wrong. They're myths. They're just wrong. Identify those thoughts and replace them with truth. That's the only way you can do it. Identify those thoughts and replace them with truth. So every time you think that, immediately attach that limiting thought with a truth and tell yourself, here's what I'm going to think every time I feel like I'm not good enough. Every time I feel like I'm not worthy, every time I feel like I can't trust someone, bam, here's what I'm going to think. Here's my response. And begin to replace that initial response. And friend, you'll find yourself dreaming bigger. You'll find yourself being more bold. You'll find yourself being more confident. Friend, you'll find yourself with more friends. You will. I'm telling you, you'll step into dreams that things you never thought you could do when you begin to replace that thought life. Guys, I hope this was good this morning. Love you so much. Thank you for always being on. Thank you for those of you that shared this morning. I really appreciate. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. And for you guys that are on every morning, Nadia, thank you. Bless you, lady. It means so much. And for those of you that share our broadcast in the morning with other people, I really appreciate it. And again, we're coming to different cities beginning in September with The Best You. We're going to be putting out some marketing pieces on that. Thank you, Amos. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. We'll put that out today. And if you're in those areas, please help me get the word out. And we just really feel like we have a message that'll bless people. And I think we can accomplish a lot And in 3.5 hours, we're going to follow up with some more extensive conferences after that. But this is our first step in the process. And if you can help me share that, that would be amazing. And I would be so grateful for you. So thank you for being on. Love you guys so much. Go out there and crush your day. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.